shit. And yeah, it started up a different video, but this is the 16-inch water main, and they have just, they go wherever they want and tear up whatever they want. And there is silk fencing, which is a contaminant control device that they put in so runoffs and stuff won't end up back in the stormwater ditch. But yet they allow them to de-water. And let me show some of that. This is what de-watering looks like, you know. And they've got it going down this road for miles. And they've been de-watering. This is like, I'm guessing it's been about 4 weeks. And there's the big pump. It sucks all the water through the white pipes, and then pipes go down to the ground about 20 to 30 feet. They can go deeper. It just depends on how far they push them. And then there's the line running back with the mounds of dirt where they've created their own little retention area without a water filtration bag. And it's running off into the creek. That, I promise you, all the water's connected. Man, this just really pisses me off, man. That these, you know, I'll put money on it. They have not contacted the people that own this property. Now, I may be wrong, but I doubt it. And they tear up everything in their path. They travel wherever they want. And you know, it's not, you know, a beautiful yard or anything, but there's vegetation back here, which is a good thing. But when they get through, there won't be much. And all of this stuff is back on private property. You know, the road right-of-way is out there about where that porta-john's sitting. And they just think they can use all of this for storage. That is the shoring box. Huh. Yep, a 16-inch reclaimed water main. And they've just tore everything up. And of course, they use the other side of our entrance for storage area as well. And I mean, I'm not saying our entrance is some beautiful entrance. It was until the neighboring property, you know, our subdivision. Well, there's darkness too in the soils. You got the signs of oil spillage. And trust me, they service those track hose right here. And they have drove, turn around, and you know, there was sod here at one time. And then they park all their stuff over there, and their water bottles and McDonald's cups and stuff all end up everywhere. And I doubt very seriously they'll fix any of this. I mean, they might smooth it out, but I doubt that they're going to re-sod it or anything. Not much different than the pipeline crews. And this is where they had their vac tank, and they dumped the bentonite. And that's what bentonite looks like after it dries up. And of course, they've scattered some other sand on top of it to hide it. But yeah, this is what bentonite looks like, or the drilling slurry, which, you know, I can't guarantee it's just bentonite. Trust me, there's a lot of additives you will use. Oh man, and it's still kind of slick. But there's a lot of additives that you will use when you're trying to hold the hole open. And it kind of looks like they pulled back here a little bit further. So I don't know if maybe they may have dumped in this wetland. But there's another dewatering pump on the other side of those pine trees that's filling this thing full. I'm gonna drive around there and see what I see from there. But anyway, it's crazy that these people come in to do this utility work or build this infrastructure, and they have no regard for people's property or the entrances to our subdivisions. Wow. Anyway, it's Mitch Allen, WeCan, and together we can do more. Until we meet again. And this is where the water's running off and into the creek. This is what you get from it. And I see some foam up back there, but you know, it's pushing it to other bodies of water. And this is all wetland. You know, this is a man-made stormwater ditch that feeds back to a couple lakes back there. Huh. And they just think they can do whatever they want to do, pump their water wherever. And I realize it's just groundwater, but huh. And I pulled back around the corner from our subdivision, and here's the other pump that is pumping, you know, the dewatering. And yeah, it's open-ended, no filtration bag whatsoever, and it's pumping. I'll put money on it. It's pumping thousands of gallons. You know, I'm gonna guess at least a few hundred gallons a minute. You know, I mean, this is a pretty massive pump. I don't know what the capacity is, but yeah, I mean, it's got some massive power. You can see the water running through. I mean, this goes on, and yeah, it can affect our groundwater. You know, and only 90% of Floridians drink from groundwater. But yeah, this goes on and on and on. And they did a horizontal directional drill. I'm gonna have to say that I think it ends probably right there where that stake is. Well, maybe not. I know they did another one because there's another red stake down there. You know, these purple flags are supposed to be like the center line. But see, a lot of this problem can be caused by them dewatering and the ground is sinking because you're taking the water out from underneath it and can create voids. All the white sand, that's used to go in around the pipe as they put the suction pipes down in there. This is where the horizontal drill is covered up. They've put it in and it goes down to the other side of the entrance. So they were, I'm gonna say they were 76 inches by the time they got this deep, or to this distance. Because there's their marks. Looks like 90 inches. And yeah, this is definitely the center line. The purple is showing that reclaim. And the white dots is what they use to mark the drill as it goes. These little dots. And this is showing the bore, but I don't know if that was showing the proposed bore or if it's actually where they actually ended up. Because their actual marking is right there, which is a good foot off, but it's in line with the survey stakes. But it was funny, last week I came by and there was a core boring machine sitting up here on the sidewalk. Couldn't really tell. See, that's another mark. Wow, okay, it could be saying 2 foot offset, but there was a core boring machine set up here. I'm gonna say it was set up right in this area, and I think like right along in here, because this bore undoubtedly caused something to happen, because they had to fill in a bunch of this dirt, and this was all caved in, kind of like it is right here. You know, this is all caved in, which I'm not sure, because it doesn't look like they got the bore done, because there's the black pipe that goes way down the road that's all hooked together. I don't know if it's for another bore or if it was for this bore. But during the boring process, something went wrong, because normally when you get through with the bore, you leave, you know, a couple feet sticking up out of the ground, so they know exactly where it's at. And sorry, I'm just kind of looking around to see where the tire tracks are, because all this stuff being up here on the sidewalk is a sign when they did that boring, the core boring. Yeah, there's some kind of bore. It says it on the pipe, so undoubtedly they bored right here, and undoubtedly they were, you know, they were researching to see what is causing the sinkage, because I'll put money on it this was a sinkhole, just like when they did the pipeline horizontal directional drill down the road. There was 4 sinkholes that opened up, and trust me, I did this for a living. Nothing quite this big. Well, actually 16 inch. We did one bore that was 14 inches, and you got to cut a hole 21 inches in order to pull that 14-inch pipe through. It's 1.5 times the product you're going to pull in. So if you're going to pull in a 16-inch, you're going to cut a 24-inch hole and hope that it stays open. But cave in, especially when you're doing it in wet areas or under wetlands, and trust me, all of this back here is wetland. Where that parking lot is used to be a lake. At one time it was a lake, because we fished it, and they closed over half of the lake off. But yeah, problems with horizontal directional drilling. It does fracture the ground, because you can't drill a hole through anything without fracturing the product, the substance that you're boring through. Try to drill a hole through a rock or a piece of wood or even your head without fracturing the material. Anyway, Mitch Allen, WeCan. It's Friday, I think it's the 28th. Along another pipeline trail. It's just for treated poop water. You know, they call it reclaimed water. Y'all have a great day.